So you're going to watch this video of Alex, insane, like a superwoman. She came on to the Zoom group maybe early September. She has 4 kids. She'll explain the whole thing. And she goes, I want to take it by Christmas. And all I did, I mean, seriously, she gives me a lot of credit, but I don't think I should have that much credit. All I did was say, why don't you do this? Why don't we shoot for November? We'll shoot for November. And then if you get December, and she's like, there's no way it's going to happen. So I gave her 2 things to do. Read the book once and then start studying in the morning. And she, like a savage, took that and ran with it. Listen to this.
So I thought I would come on here and make a little video instead of writing like a 5-page long post, because I've gotten a lot of people messaging me and questioning me how I recently passed the Series 65. So if you're about to take the Series 65 and you want to know how I personally did it and what worked for me, then stick around. So first things first is I listened to Ken Finnen. If you guys have not connected with him, connect with him. Get in his Zoom group on Sunday night. They're hugely helpful, and he's just super encouraging. Like, he knows his stuff, and you have questions, he'll answer them right away. He's just a super great resource for you to have, and he's dirt cheap if you just do the Sunday classes. Don't go one-on-one with him because he's not dirt cheap if you want one-on-one, but go to the Sunday classes. It'll be hugely helpful. Second thing I did is I read the freaking book. I used Kaplan and I read the freaking book. Like, this book is terrible, it's boring, but you cannot get out of reading this book. If you are trying to study and you are just trying to watch videos are supplemental. They are not a replacement for reading this book. So you need to read the book. If the book bores you, if it makes you fall asleep, which it did me, then you need to be getting up in the morning. I was getting up every day at 4 a.m. to study. I would study from 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning every single day. I've got 4 kids at home. I have a husband. I can't just be studying all night long. I'm exhausted after work and all these things, and Ken really pushed the idea of studying in the morning, and I gave it a try, and I was pleasantly surprised the fact that I was performing a hell of a lot better in the morning than I was at night. So get up in the morning and study in the morning. So read the book, study in the morning. What's the third thing? Oh, get with a study group. Get with like a core study group, like 3 or 4 people. Honestly, I think any more than that is just too much. But get with a core group of people to where at least 1 hour a day you are doing a Q bank together. So my study group was doing a Q bank from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. every morning. It was like a 30 to 40 question Q bank, and we would fight to the death of what the answer is. So when it was my turn to answer a question, I would read the question out loud. I'd say, what is a for an example, trying to come off the top of my head, low dividend, high PE ratio. What kind of fund is that? If I said, oh, that's for sure growth fund. That's for sure growth fund. And someone's like, no, that's a value fund. I'd be like, yeah, bullshit. Why do you think that's it? And then we'd have to fight to the death. And if I fight and I'm right, it only solidifies what I know up here. And if I fight and I'm wrong, then I go back in the book and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm probably not going to get that answer wrong again. So highly encourage you guys to nicely fight over what you think the answer is, because it was hugely helpful, and to verbalize out loud why you think it is what it is. I mean, if you're just reading the questions in your head, you're not, like, it's not getting up here. You got to verbalize it here. Okay. So that's the third thing I did. So what did I say? Read the book, study in the mornings, get with the small study groups and do Q banks together. Videos are just supplemental. Like, I was watching videos, like I would do that at night before I go to bed, and just to like listen to something before I go to bed. I wasn't doing anything super hardcore. And then towards the end, like my last 2 weeks of taking the test, I started to read the glossary. I did not get through the entire thing, but I started to read it, and that was super helpful. And then STC, kudos to Amy for sending me this, but STC has like a cheat sheet. It's not really like a cheat sheet. It's like a, just a little snippet of things in every single unit of just things to remember about them. And that is what I read. It's like 15 pages long. That is what I read the morning of my test. I didn't do any Q banks the morning of my test. I strictly just read that. And then I just trusted that I had all the knowledge up here to pass this test, because I did. I just needed to get out of my own head. So I let everyone else who had failed this test prior and told me how hard this test is, I really let them get in my head. And really, honest to God, this test wasn't that hard if you get out of your own way. Just get out of your own way. Trust that if you are scoring in the 70s and 80s in Kaplan or higher, that you have been given all the tools to pass this test. You just need to, like, I had to take a deep breath 3 separate times in my test. I had to go, because I just felt my heart racing. You have been given all the tools you need to pass this test. I believe anybody can pass this test. Just get out of your own way. Connect with people who are going to be encouraging, not discouraging. I actually had a little debrief with someone who said that there's nothing that can prepare you for this test. And how discouraging is that? That is so discouraging, and that's not true. You can prepare for this test. I personally use Kaplan. I think it was the best tool to prepare you. The way the questions are worded are going to prepare you for how you should slow down and read the questions for the actual exam. Not a whole lot of super tricky questions, but if you know your stuff, you're gonna pass. And that's just with any exam. If you know your stuff, you're gonna pass with anything in life. So anybody can do this. You can do this. If I can do this with my 4 kids and my very first FINRA exam, you can do this. I'm so sorry that this video was long, but like I said, I didn't want to have to write a freaking huge long paragraph. I just thought I'd sit here while I'm waiting for my kids to get off the bus and tell you how I did it. So I hope you guys all pass. Get with the study group, read the damn book, and what else did I do? Read the study book? No, get a study group, read the damn book, and go talk to Ken Finnen. Ken is the man. Okay, my kids are about to be here. Have a great day, guys.